Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss domain, codomain and range of a function. This topic is very useful for the students who are learning calculus. So let us start. And if you are JEE aspirant as well as you are preparing for NDA or GATE, then you must watch the video till the end. So let us start. If f is a function which is defined from A to B, f is a function, then set A is said to be domain of the function, and set B is said to be codomain of the function. Set B is said to be codomain of the function. Right. Let me take an example. Suppose I am writing y is equal to sin x, and the sets under consideration are set of real number to set of real number. F is a function from set of real number to set of real number, right? So here set of real number is domain. For all real values of x, this sign is defined, and set of real number, the values of y are also real. That set of real number is also codomain of the function. But if we talk about the range, then obviously range is a subset of the codomain. For example, if we consider all the positive values of x for the sin x, then we know it very well that value of y are in the closed interval -1 to 1. So all the real numbers lying between -1 to 1, including -1 to 1, are the part of the range. But this range is a codomain, a subset of set of real numbers. So obviously range is a subset. I must write range is a subset of codomain. Why? Because codomain is set of real numbers, this one, and range is all the real numbers in the closed interval -1, 1. So range is a subset of codomain, right? This diagram will make this picture clear. You can see the domain is the set for which function is defined, and codomain is the other set between which this function has been defined, A to B. Then A is a domain and B is codomain, and subset of B is the range. I took the example. Again, let me take one more example so that it becomes clear to you. Okay, suppose I am talking about y is equal to 10x. We are talking about y is equal to 10x. Then obviously this function is defined for all the real numbers except odd multiples of pi by 2 and set of real numbers. So here you can see that our domain is set of real numbers excluding odd multiples of pi. So that is this one is our domain, and this is our codomain. And this graph of 10x, if you see the graph of 10x, it can attain all the values, all the real values. So we can say here codomain is equal to range, or range equal to codomain, but still it is a subset of codomain, right? This picture will make everything clear. Here suppose function f is defined from A to B. Then our domain is all the elements of set A. Our set A is our domain, A, B, C, D. And range means images of elements of set A. We can see that A is having image W, B is having image U, C is having image X, and D is also having image W. So range will include U, W and X. But this V has not been included because V is not image of any element of A. So domain is set B, all the elements of set B, U, V, W and X. So obviously you can see this range is a subset. If I write it, range is a subset of codomain. This is codomain. I can say range is a subset of codomain. I should say COD, codomain. right? This picture has made everything clear. Now method for finding domain, how to calculate domain, that is the topic of major discussion. If something is given under even root means square root, fourth root, sixth root, so that should be greater than or equal to 0, because even roots are not defined for the negative numbers. Okay, suppose you are having and you want to determine the domain of a function y is equal to under root x minus 2, x square minus 2. The first requirement is that the expression under square root or fourth root, that should be greater than 0, it should be greater than or equal to 0, because for negative numbers this under root will not exist. Similarly, fourth root will not exist. So expression under even root is taken greater than or equal to 0 in order to determine the domain. So here you can see that x square is greater than or equal to 2. So x is greater than or equal to plus minus root 2. X is greater than plus root 2, sorry, both the values will be there, right. Here I will let me cross it. X is greater than root 2 and x is smaller than minus root 2. X is greater than root 2 and x is smaller than minus root 2, right. So in this way we can write domain of the function. Domain of the function is x is greater than, and this is domain is minus infinity to minus root 2, but minus root 2 is also included, it can be also equal to, it is included, right. And union root 2 is also included, because if root 2 is included, the expression under the under root will be 0, right, infinity. So this is the domain. Similarly, denominator should not be equal to 0. If we are having an expression like this, suppose we are asked to determine x minus 2, we are asked to determine, to calculate the domain of the function, then obviously x minus 2 should not be equal to 0, x should not be equal to 2. It means domain will be set of real numbers except 2, set of real numbers minus 2 will not be included. So denominator should not be equal to 0, right. Next, if domain of y is equal to f of x is d1 and that of y is equal to g of x is d2, then domain of their sum, their difference and their product, their sum difference, here I should write, this is not intersection, this is cross, product, okay, is d1 intersection d2. For this let me take an example. Suppose we have f of x is equal to sin x, right. What is the domain of this function? This is d1, that is the set of real number, right. Now let me take g of x is equal to ln x, g of x is ln x, okay, then obviously x should be greater than 0. Why? Because logarithmic is not defined for the negative numbers, logarithmic is not defined for the negative numbers, okay. So x should be greater than 0. It means the domain of d2 is set of positive real numbers, that is set of positive real numbers or all the real numbers greater than 0, right. So if we want to determine the domain of sin x plus ln x, then simply their intersection of d1 and d2, that is set of positive real numbers or positive numbers. So that will be the domain of sin x plus ln x. Similarly, that will be the domain of d1 intersection d2, that will be set of positive real numbers. Also domain of sin x into ln x will be this one. So in case of sum, difference and product, the domain is given by the intersection of d1 and d2 if d1 is the domain of first function and d2 is the domain of second function, okay. Now the same thing happens in case of product, but one more condition is added, that is denominator should not be 0, if f is having domain d1 and g is having domain d2, then domain of f of x upon g of x is given by the intersection minus all those values are excluded for which g of x is equal to 0. Why? Because in that case this function will not be defined, Is that clear? Okay. Now let us move to the range. Range of y is equal to f of x is collection of all the outputs of f of x corresponding to each real number in the domain. Similarly, if domain is a finite number of points, the range will be set of corresponding f of x value, f of x values, right? If domain belongs to a finite interval, it means domain is in a finite interval, then the least and great value of the range can be determined using monotonicity, right? And again, let me tell you, if f of x is a given function of x and a is in the domain of f of x, then f of a, it means the number obtained by replacing x by a in f of x, or the value assumed by f of x when x is replaced by a. And range is always a subset of codomain. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like this video and share this video. If you have any doubt, any query, any question, please do mention in the comment section. And if you want video on any topic of your choice, then don't forget to mention in the comment section. Once again, thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.